Welcome back, Sentinels. Welcome back. Another episode of Black Father Sentinel, where we are changing the narrative of how fathers are depicted as well as discussed in today's society. Back with another video for you all. Let's go. All right, but before we jump into the video, you know what we got to do. Let's take care of all the YouTube stuff. Make sure you like if you haven't done so already. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. And most importantly, on this video specifically, make sure you comment because I'm curious to see what you all have to say about this video. All right? So again, without further ado, let's jump right into this video, okay? Let me give you a little bit of backdrop of what took place first, and then I'll just dive into the video, okay? So my daughter was invited to a party. I believe at this particular time, mom wasn't able to take her to the party, so she relayed the information over to me so I can drop her off as well as pick her up from the party. Or I think my part in this was just dropping her off at this time. I think mom was able to pick her up from the party. Okay. And before I even move further, fathers, I encourage you to get more active in the extracurricular activities of your daughter's life, right? So if she has parties to go through, get involved in that. I know traditionally we let the women take care of that, right? So if it's a party that she needs to go to or a play date that she needs to go to, we more so let mom drop them off, take them off, pick them up, interact with the parents, text the parents back and forth, arrange the time of pickup, arrange the time of drop off, whatever the case may be. But fathers, I encourage you to be more active in your daughter's extracurricular activities. Okay. So anyway, she was invited to a party, which was cool. Mom gave me the information, gave me the location, gave me the phone number of the parent that is actually going to be initiating the whole process. So I get the information. I text the parent, hey, this is Naomi's dad. This is Marquise. Just letting you know, I'll be dropping her off at just whatever the time that the party started. Parent responded back, hey, this is so-and-so. I'm glad that she can attend, and that'll be cool if you drop her off at this time. Cool. Everything's all good. Ready to rock and roll. Um, this particular party wasn't like a sleepover, so my daughter didn't have to gather any items or whatnot or put together a sleeping bag or anything of that nature. So I just had to pack her up in the car and get her where she needed to be. All right, so we're driving over and I'm giving my daughter the ones and twos, right? If anybody mess with you, make sure you tell an adult. If you feel uncomfortable, make sure you tell an adult and just go out there and have a lot of fun. Don't try to be a bully. Don't get bullied. Just the basics, right? At least they're basics for me as a father. I just tell I want to make sure I have a pep talk before my children get inside a game or get inside a play date, whatever the case may be. I just want to make sure that their mind is actively prepared to embark on a journey that they're going on. That's just me, though. It could be kind of like whatever, but that's just who I am as a person. All right, so she's like, yeah, I got it, Dad. So I go, I drop her off, I come to the house, I introduce myself. Hey, Naomi's dad again. So this is in person as opposed to via text, right? She's like, hey, I'm so-and-so's mom. We shake hands. I let her know to contact me if anything happens or whatever the case may be. And either I or mom will be back to pick her up. So everything's all good. I show my face. Now, here's just a little funny that I have to insert right here. After I drop her off, I go back to the car, and lo and behold, guess who's outside the car watering the person's plants, right? If you all don't know what watering the plants mean, like you must don't have a 6-year-old. So the guy's just out there, I'm talking about slinging the thing left and right. It's spraying everywhere. It looks uncontrollable. We just look bad at that point, right? So I get him back in the car. I'm like, yo, what's going on with you? And for those who don't know who I'm talking about the Mac, right? Spraying down the flowers. He's like, Dad, I just woke up. I couldn't get it out. I was just like, listen, stuff happens. So not only did he just spray down the flowers in the garden, but he also got the seats wet as well. But part of the game when you have a 6-year-old. So just took him back to the house, got him showered up, and got him back together. Anyway, so boom, just a little funny right there. So she gets to the party. I assume everything goes good. Mom ended up picking her up. So let's fast forward to the next day when she breaks down how the party actually went. So again, fathers, you got to ask these questions. You have to be in tune. You know, she just went to a party yesterday. Ask her about how the party went. Like inquire about her day. Okay. So these are just some tips. I'm dropping a few diamonds right here. All right. Pick them up. So actively inquire about what's going on throughout your kids' day-to-day activities. Okay. And so the next day she comes to the house. We all hanging out. It's me, Naomi, and then it's also Stu. He's over here just chilling on the couch or whatnot. And so I asked her, "Yo, how was the party? How did it go?" She's like, "Dad, it was cool. We did this, we did that, we had fun. We drank this, we ate this." I'm like, "Cool." And then in the background, her brother is overhearing what's going on, and he blurts out, "And that guy kept touching her butt." Wait, hold on, excuse me. What did he just say? And so I had like he kept saying it, so I'm just like, okay, what's going on? So I can tell that something transpired because my daughter gave him that look like, yo, why would you tell that like why would you do that? Listen, fathers, it's something about these little girls, our daughters, and I don't know, and maybe it's just me, right? And ladies, you can chime on this too. Why do y'all do this? It's just certain things that daughters they don't want to share with their fathers. And I get it. It's like some things are personal, like if they're first going through their menstrual cycle, they want to share that with mom, like things like that. I get. You like a boy, you don't want to tell dad. I still don't understand that one. Like I'm the one that's definitely going to protect you. Like, yo, what's going on? You know what I mean? So I just I don't understand why is there certain things that even the daughters, just as little as they are. My daughter is 9 years old. As little as they are, and as young as they are, they don't want to share certain things with their father. I don't know if it's me not creating a safe space, which I think I do a great job of it. Like I'm very open with my daughter, very transparent with my daughter, and we talk about anything. And I never try to shame her or bash her or put her down about anything that she goes through. Not only my younger daughter, but my oldest daughter as well. Like I can talk to her about anything. I guess it's just it flips once they get older. But anyway, so I said, "Yo, what happened, Juice? Like, what's going on? What is Stu talking about?" He just kept touching my butt, playing too much. I said, "Did you tell him to stop?" She's like, "Yeah, I told him to stop, but he just wouldn't stop. He kept on doing it." So immediately in my mind, I don't know if it's just me. Correct me if I'm wrong with this. Like immediately in my mind, I go daddy protective mode, like superhero. Here I come to save the day. So here's what I do know, fellas, and some of you all can attest to this, and ladies, you can attest to this too. But for me, I've heard on multiple occasions where women they say this, and this is maybe too futuristic, and this is maybe too extreme, but nevertheless, this is how I feel. I have heard on multiple occasions many women say that they would have never have lost their virginity if they just simply knew how to say no, right? So in my mind, I'm like, dang, my daughter don't know how to say no, or is it's my opportunity right now to teach her how to say no, right? And so me just hearing that, multiple women saying that, because if it wasn't for this overly aggressive, consistent, persistent guy, whatever word you want to choose to use or insert at that moment, they would have never lost their virginity. And again, this may be too extreme, but this is what I'm thinking in my mind. So I'm just like, yeah, what is going on? And so when she told me that, um, he basically wouldn't stop, I didn't know how to get him to ultimately stop. Like it just, I almost blanked out. I think I did. But anyway, I let my levels come down. I called mom. Mom didn't pick up the phone because I just wanted to talk to her and bounce some ideas off of her. Or again, like, yo, you need to call the parent. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't do this, I'm definitely doing this. And I know traditionally as fathers, we don't make this call, right? We tell the mom and then they go ahead and they do what they do. And then they relay the message to us and then it's all good. But fathers, again, I encourage you to be more active in your children's lives as it relates to the extracurricular activities. That means talking to the parents on the opposing side and also asking them and inquiring about how the actual event went. So needless to say, mom didn't answer the phone. I have the contact information from initially reaching out to the mom of the person or the kid that was having the party. So I give her a call. I do. Before I gave her a call, I let my levels come down because I always preach or I always teach. Put thought before emotion. So I didn't want to go into that call impulsive or emotional, right? Because we tend to say things when we're emotional that we quite naturally wouldn't say had we just allowed ourselves to calm down or woosah for before you make the call. Okay. And so I brought my levels down. I made the call. I told her, I just explained to her, here's what happens. Here's what my daughter told me. I just want to see how we can kind of resolve this situation. How can we figure it out? And so I wasn't rude. I wasn't loud and obnoxious. I didn't have to cuss. I knew how to articulate my thoughts, and I just let her know how I was feeling as a father. Right. I felt like my daughter was in a compromising situation and she didn't know how to get out of it, and no one was there to protect her. That's basically the information that I relayed to her, and I don't want her ever to feel like that she's not protected. So for me, with my daughters, I don't play that at all. Listen, you're the same way, fathers, with our sons, but we're a little bit more lenient because we feel like they should be able to take certain things. But with my daughter, no, we don't play those type of games at all. Not playing those type of games. Never will play those type of games. We're just not going down that route. And listen, for the fathers out there who have daughters, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. And so she understood what I was saying. She was very her disposition was one that was welcoming as it relates to what I was saying to her. She didn't try to like overly protect her son. She just was like, I didn't know that he did that. I apologize. I definitely will talk to him. Dad and I will talk to him, and then we'll give you a call back. All right. So she did exactly that. About 30 minutes went by. She gave me a call back. She said, hey, we had a talk with him. He's totally embarrassed. He's totally apologetic. He just basically voiced his concerns in terms of that he didn't mean anything by it. He's just a touchy-feely guy. But we reminded him of appropriate touches as well as inappropriate touches and how certain touches can make children feel uncomfortable. He totally understood that. And he also is going to have something for Naomi the next day at school, right? So I'm like, cool, awesome. So after that conversation, I went back into the living room and I talked to my daughter. Just explained to her, like, listen, you don't ever have to like feel like that. You can always say no, and you can always come to me and talk about anything, right? I always want you to feel comfortable. You can always feel safe around me. And this line of communication that you and I have is always open. So you can always utilize it. I'm never gonna judge you, baby. You're gonna make mistakes along the way, but I'm always gonna be here, right? And I'm always going to be on your side. I'm always going to be supportive of you. So I don't want you to ever feel like you can't tell me anything. So after I had that conversation with her, she understood, at least, I mean, she gave me the notion with her head that she understood. And, you know, we talked and then we laughed after that. So it was all good. Um, so let's fast forward to the next day. So the next day, she gets in the car, she's smiling. I'm like, what you smiling about? How was your day? She's like, it was good. I'm like, how was you? What did you learn? You know, she always like kind of never minds that question when I asked her because it's just like the usual, you know, dad, math, reading and stuff like that. I'm like, cool, but I want to know details. You know, I'm good at math, so I love when she talks to me about math. But anyway, she told me that the guy that she had the party with, he had wrote her a sorry letter and gave her like a bag of candy. So I thought that was cool. So I say all that to say this, fathers. Um, be more active in your children, especially specifically our daughters. Be more active in their extracurricular activity for sure. And our daughters, they need our time too. They want to feel like they're protected. They want to feel like um, that we're looking out for them. And another thing that sometimes they just don't know how to express themselves in terms of saying no. And that's one thing that we have to work on as fathers, as well as the moms too. We have to teach our daughters how to say no. Our boys sometimes they don't care. They just, nah, I'm not doing it. No, I don't care. No, I'm not doing it. No way. No. So our sons are more apt to saying no. Our daughters sometimes, if they get into these compromising situations, because on the outside it looks like they can possibly get hurt. Like this is a guy doing this to me. Like I know, like mentally, they may think he's stronger than me, whatever the case may be. I don't know what they're thinking, but they don't tend to say no in those type of situations. And I don't want her to ever feel like that, like ever. Like seriously, that was like, that just threw me all off for like 2 days. Like I'm serious about it. Um, so fathers, I encourage us to, you know, talk to our daughters all the time. Make sure you let them know that it's okay to say no and put them in situations to where they can say no, right? Not compromising situations to where they feel vulnerable and then like you're forcing them to do nothing. No, that's not what I'm saying. Give them some options so they can say no to. Get them in the habit of saying no. I'm binging on my daughter saying no. Like whatever, hey, you want this, or this? You can say no to 3 of these. I need you to say no to 3 of these because I need to hear it, right? Just to make sure that she's getting comfortable with saying no. All right. So fathers, come on, y'all. Let's continue to do better. We know better now. Let's continue to step our game up. Let's continue to protect this narrative. There are good fathers out there. You are one of them. So this is just another message from Black Father Sentinel. Salute, fathers. You're doing a great job out there.